Okay, what is up everybody? Today we're going to be doing a sponsored run from Eddie. I think basically he's just like struggling with levels and he's like, what do you think about this deck? It's like kind of the deck I can play, this is the levels I've got. He was suggesting Talon versus Hammerhead here. So the problem with this deck that I can see is you kind of have no good anti-infantry units, and like GDI already struggles for anti-infantry, which is why basically every GDI deck in the game has shocks or snipers. They're like the only decent anti-infantry right now. This deck has rifle opening into APCs as like its anti-heavy infantry unit. If your opponent has like flamers, like you open rifles, they open wheels or dogs, and then you're gonna go missiles and they're gonna go flamers. You're not going to have the money for an APC for a very long time. Like, I genuinely don't see how this deck could ever win first missile against a dog / wheel flamer shock deck. I just, like, it seems impossible to me. I don't understand how you could ever even compete. Because there's no way your APC will be quick enough. And going into Talon is terrible. Talon is not a good unit against those heavy infantry. Like, you're never going to beat Pitbull Shock or Flamer Bike with Talon. It's just not possible. So I genuinely cannot fathom how this deck wins in those matchups. Those decks usually have like a heavy anti-vehicle unit, like a tank or a Giga or an MLRS as well. So I think those matchups just look almost unwinnable. Like I just don't see it. I don't understand how you could ever. Those matchups look absolutely horrendous. Typically with Grenadiers, you'll see people play like Razorback. So you have like some really heavy anti-infantry unit to go with the Grens. I think Razorback's kind of bad. I mean, like Gren Sniper is also very common. Like these are builds people actually make. But again, like you need like something really beefy, the anti-infantry, to allow your Grens to do anything at all. In terms of Hammerhead versus Talon, like you need to spend so much of your money getting the APCs out, and Grens are so expensive. I don't see how you can fit a Hammerhead in there. You're never going to have like 140 lying around to make a Hammerhead. So I've gone with Talon just to have a light answer to Infernos. But I really like don't see how this deck can win. I mean, in the current metagame, I just don't think GDI can play without shocks or snipers, pretty much. They just don't have good enough anti-infantry. I mean, I guess you can do MGs. MGs are broken. But yeah, anything else I think is not really viable. Like, there are some Razorback decks, but they really struggle. That's it, really. There's just shocks and snipers. Like, GDI sucks. You can't really play anything else. That's just the way it goes. The APC nerf was a terrible, terrible change that did not need to be put in the game. The strong arm nerf, same thing. Like, previously with a strong arm deck, like if this was strong arm, which before the strong arm nerfs, I'd say this should have been a strong arm deck. You could like do rifles and then they make shocks or flames or whatever, and you let them 1v1 and you put a turret behind them, and then they can't really move away, and you can actually like have some outs to their shocks and flames, like with the turret, and it buys you time in the first missile by blocking them and getting onto the middle pad. Like that's a real plan. With Jackson, I don't even know, man. I don't even want to boost any of these units. Like I'll boost Pitbulls sometimes, and obviously you'll boost Grens, but yeah. We're going to play some games with this deck. I don't think it's going to be viable. I just don't think you can have APC as your anti-infantry. I might be wrong about this. Like, maybe it'll be fine. Against barracks openings, we'll probably should be okay. Because the deck is only weak to shocks and flames, I'd say. Like, that's the... Heavy infantry is really bad for us. I guess also we can't beat mutants ever. Yeah, we actually can, like, never beat mutants. The only way to beat Mutant Chuggy with this deck would be if you have your Grens defeat the Chuggy. But that doesn't really happen. Like, when there's mutants to tank for the Grens, the Chuggy tends to win pretty comfortably. So, I don't know, man. This deck looks real bad against heavy infantry. Like, really bad against heavy infantry.
Establishing battlefield control.
And I think heavy infantry is pretty common. So yeah, I mean we'll try it out. I envision us struggling a lot with this deck.
Building online. Unit ready.
I mean maybe I'll be wrong and it'll be possible to get the APC out. Like if you're going just rifles in the early game as well, you're not really. The problem is if your opponent opens War Factory, you have to make missiles because maybe you can go straight into Pitbull and then you're closer to your APC. That might be the play. It might be that if my opponent opens with, yeah, if my opponent opens War Factory, it might be correct to start off with Pitbull instead of trying to use missiles. Because if they're going War Factory opening, they're going to have flames or shocks, probably. And then you're just not going to be able to win. Wow, he's just walking into the concave. He, like, used the bikes to pick off some rifles and then just walked into the concave anyway. So yeah, we're able to get this first kill on the Flamers just because he let me 2v1 them, which was done with him. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, because we were able to kill the first Flamer with rifles, and because his Flamer was seriously delayed because he opened bikes, we're able to win that first missile, and now we can get the APC. And I feel like maybe once the APC is in play, we'll be okay against Flamers. I don't know. They're so expensive. Like, to use this as your primary anti-infantry when it costs 90 just seems insane to me. Like, Razorback is too expensive in this metagame to be your primary anti-infantry, and that thing costs 60. So for a 90, I don't know, man. I don't see it happening. But obviously, with GDI, we're just going to make a lot of Pitbulls. That's our main game plan. We've got tank as well. As I was saying, Flamer decks often going to have tank. It's not like we can combine Grenadiers and APC well either, right? Like, that's not a thing. Like, those are two slow-moving units that don't have Raider. Like, that is not a good combo. This guy did not play this game well, but I feel like his deck lined up extremely well against ours, and he should have been able to beat us. Like, I don't really know. He definitely had all. He has a Venom for the Grens as well. He had all the tools to beat us.
You are victorious. 3, 2, 1. New objective available. Building online.
Alright, let's see what Yannick has going on.
Riflemen ready to move out.
Alright, we have a barracks opening, which is really good for us.
Unit ready.
Would much rather play against barracks opening than War Factory with this deck.
We've got this. Open fire.
Unit ready.
Now, since I have this APC, I believe I want to keep this rifle war going as long as possible.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
You got riflemen awaiting orders. Unit report. I'm on it.
Because I want to save up as much money as I can.
Unit ready.
Oh, there's a Chuggy, that's sad. What do I even have for this? Like Pitbulls and Grens? That feels pretty bad, man. I have to actually try and use Gren to fight Chemical Buggy.
Rifleman unit, you got it. Reporting. Rifle.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I mean, I guess.
Missile launched. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Let's do it.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I hope he hasn't got Mutant. We haven't seen a Mutant yet. Obviously, a Mutant would be a very normal unit for him to have.
Unit lost.
Pick Tank. Okay, that's actually better. That's much better for us than Mutant would be. Because Gren, like, can dump on Tick Tank. That's actually one of the few units Gren is incredibly good against, because it doesn't move around, so the Gren just gets the whale on it.
Unit ready. Warning. Enemy catalyst missile incoming. Unit ready.
Wow. Those Tick Tanks take forever to kill. Actually forever.
Unit lost.
Oh my god. That was a fine matchup for us. This guy didn't really have anything that we were weak to. Well, Chuggy's pretty strong, I suppose, but we have like some things that can fight it. The problem with Grens is there's just so few situations where it's better than a Predator. Because it costs the same, it's like a little bit faster, sure, but it doesn't have Raider. So I actually think it's worse at killing things because even though it's faster, it doesn't catch them because you can't hit them while they're moving.
Three, two, one. New objective received.
Harvester ready to collect.
Building
Okay,
online.
we're up against Oksana.
Unit ready.
Doesn't really mean anything. Oksana is incredibly popular. War Factory opening pretty bad. So I was saying about how maybe I should just go straight into War Factory against Wheels instead of making missiles. I think that's actually accurate. I think if I make missiles, then I'm just going to be weak to Flamers. Whereas if I go straight into Pitbull... If I go straight into Pitbull, I'm incredibly weak to Tank.
Unit ready.
I think probably also very weak to Giga Cannon. Because we didn't, obviously we didn't we don't have any infantry ready to go. We are literally, we're also just we're just like giving up the game, well not the game, we're giving up the map for like quite a long time here. Alright, so there is the Flamer. Do we have time to get to the APC? Kind of, sort of, just about.
Unit lost.
It's awkward though, it's super awkward. There's no way we could have got to APC if we'd made missiles.
Warhead launched. Unit ready.
We have to give up the map for so long to wait for the Pitbull. Like we're just letting our opponent have free reign whilst we're waiting for the Pitbull money. What's he saving for? Oh my god, he just has a flame tank now. Okay, I guess.
Unit ready.
He's just one half flame tank at like 1 minute 20. That makes sense because he wasn't doing anything. Is he going for my base?
Unit enhanced.
Wow.
Holy
Our
Toledo!
base is under
What the
attack.
fuck was that? What did he think was going to happen there? Like, I think even if I ignored the flame tank, there's no way it does 100% base damage before I fire the missile. So, I don't really know what that was. Yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah, well, yeah, they would, but like... So, like, once you put drones in the deck... You're like, oh, not dogs. You're like, okay, so you put drones in the deck, and then you're like, oh, this is better against Imp. And then you're like, what else? What other changes can I make? Maybe if I replace the Grens with Orca, and then I'm playing Suzaku APC, which is a deck that's been around for like 4 years. Right? Like, the drones are better. There's a reason. I mean, there's a reason this deck is built the way it's built, right? So the drones would be better against Imp, but also like,
Establishing battle
if you
control.
play the drones would be better against infantry. But if you play the drones, then
3, 2,
you're making air tower, which only has drones in it.
building online.
So like I open barracks, my opponent opens war factory, I make missiles, they make flamers, then I make an air tower that only has drones in it.
Rifleman ready.
That's weird. My opponent appears to be mutant rushing me.
Ready. Rifleman awaiting orders. Unit ready. Mark, they don't stand a chance. Reporting.
Unit ready.
You got it. Rifle open. Infantry rifle. Move out.
But yeah, like once you put drones in as well, you are basically playing Suzaku APC,
Unit lost.
which is not a great deck in this metagame. It's been a good deck for a long time, but in this metagame it's actually pretty weak. I think I should just go
Building
Talon.
online. Unit ready.
There's obviously no way I can like win a barracks fight here.
Unit ready.
Weapons hot. Scouting ahead. We got this. This is gonna be good.
Warhead cancelled. Unit nuclear.
Yeah, I'm not really too surprised to lose that missile. I am playing against No-Half.
Major structural
You are going to
damage
lose the first
received.
missile against No-Half almost every
Unit
time.
ready. Unit lost.
Move out. Pitbull ready.
It's a little sad because I was like kind of close to winning it, but yeah. Not really going to win against No-Half first missile anyway. The important thing is, does he have a harvester? He doesn't. So like by making the Talon, we at least forced him to go War Factory, which meant that he spent a bunch of money. Which meant that he doesn't have enough money to have made a harvester right away. So now he's getting the harvester
Unit
out.
lost.
I'm not really sure what to do exactly because again, like my heavy anti-infantry is an APC, which is not good against mutant. It's very bad against mutant. So what infantry am I supposed to be making? Like it feels like the only thing I can realistically make is
Unit lost.
rifles. But then I'm just fighting rifles versus rifles the whole time. Doesn't feel very good either. Okay, so here's just mutant Chuggy. We need our Grens to defeat the Chuggy basically.
Unit ready.
And you can see why it's awkward.
Unit lost.
Yeah, this is a bad matchup. Like, it's so hard to fight heavy infantry with this deck.
Unit ready.
This deck is just terrible against heavy infantry, like actually terrible.
Unit ready.
It has no good anti-infantry units.
Unit lost. Missile launched. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Maybe drones would help, but like it is just then becoming
Unit ready.
the APC deck. In which case, it's like, why are you not just playing the APC deck? And the reason for that is it's not very good. So it's like a worse version of a deck that isn't great in this metagame. 2 APCs cost 180 and can just about beat a 60 cost mutant. Just. It's like pretty close.
Unit lost.
Yeah, this deck just can't kill it. It can't kill mutants. Probably can't kill Grens either, to be honest.
Unit ready.
Lost 2 APCs to fight lost 2 APCs to fight 2 mutants. It's down so much money in that exchange.
Unit ready.
This is the problem with GDI though, like GDI just doesn't have good anti-infantry.
Unit ready.
GDI's anti-infantry is actually terrible.
Nuclear missile launched.
I want to try drones. Yeah, I'll try some drones. I'll switch up to drones and see if it helps.
Control.
Who wins mutant versus Grens? I actually don't know. I think it's mutants. I think they both have really bad anti-infantry damage, but mutants have more hit points.
Unit ready.
I don't know, to be honest. That one is that's interesting. I have no idea. It would definitely be a slugfest, mutants versus Grens. If Jeffrey was here, he could probably tell you. Like, he should be able to map it out. So we're gonna try going. Normally, like I was saying, I think I should go Pitbull instead against War Factory. But now that we've got drones in the deck, I want to try. Well, they're just like drones are so bad against GDI because of Pitbull. So like even in the old days, when playing Suzaku APC mirrors, I would never make drones against shots. Or like I guess not mirrors, but I would never make drones in a GDI mirror because they're just so bad against Pitbull. I would always just go APC instead. So I'm gonna go APC in this matchup anyway. Even with the drones in my deck. But the drones will be nice against like things like Mutant. It'll be very important against those.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Warning. Enemy ion cannon activated. Unit
Fuck,
lost.
that's so expensive. That's such a bad iron cannon. If you're iron cannoning to kill an APC shell, then your deck is probably unplayable against APC. In which case I'm just gonna make a bunch of APCs.
Warhead launched. Unit lost.
Although since the APC nerf, you can just kind of beat APCs with Pitbulls. The thing about trying to beat APCs with Pitbulls is usually the person with the APC will also have Pitbull. So you actually just end up in a Pitbull mirror. Except that they have an APC to help them tank. It used to be the APC had enough extra juice in the damage department that it would really help you out in that mirror match, but now it kind of doesn't do a lot against the enemy Pitbull. Orca is also not a very good answer to APC. Yeah, this guy's dead looks incredibly weak to APC. I'm splitting them up like this so that it's less likely I get multiple iron cannon. Not that he can iron cannon the missile silo anyway, but you know, the further apart my units are, the better I'm going to be against an iron cannon. Okay, this guy's deck was awful versus APC.
Mission accomplished. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Time to harvest.
Building online. Unit ready.
Move, move!
Okay, Heli, what do you got for me?
Unit ready.
You got it!
Barracks opening, good start for us. Well, the barracks opening with Oksana is probably going to be a chuggy day.
Ready.
Unit ready.
Moving out! Rifleman, unit, move, move, move! Reporting.
This time moving in there, it's kind of awkward.
Marching orders.
Unit lost.
I'm on it.
I think I lose the rifle war now. If I lose the rifle war, how bad is that for me? It's pretty bad. Like, I don't really have a thing to switch into. Oh, he's gone bikes for some reason. That's weird.
Let's gun him down. Rifleman, open. They don't stand a chance.
I guess because he's getting ready for the chuggy.
Unit ready.
Yeah, that makes sense. What do I do against this? Do I go pitbull? Feels kind of bad, but I have no choice. I think I just lose the first missile.
Unit lost.
People ready to fight. Rifleman ready.
Oh, he didn't move the chuggy for ages. That took me loads of time. That seems like a pretty big misplay by him. It's a huge misplay, actually. Like, he's let those rifles on the pad. And now he's going to lose the chuggy to my pitbull? Yeah, he fucked this one up. He really fucked this one up. I should have lost that missile for sure.
Unit lost.
Alright, let's get the APC because he's going to want lasers or mutants. Yeah, here comes 2 laser troops.
Unit lost.
Another APC. I actually don't. If you move an APC into a concave of lasers, you lose. So I don't want to do that.
Unit ready.
Not sure why he moved in like that. That seems like a misplay.
Unit lost. Unit enhanced. Unit ready.
No mutants?
Unit lost. Unit lost.
I'm surprised by the no mutants. I guess he doesn't have mutant? That's pretty good for me.
Unit ready.
Alright, masterfully done. Although I feel like he was the architect of that victory more than I was.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, on this map I'm actually going to go rifles first because it's really important to have the defender's advantage in the middle.
Harvester ready.
Oh, it's dogs. Okay, so even though we went, it's like not what we want to see, we can still play this little bump them out game. And then we don't have to take a ton of damage on our rifles. Oh, okay. We got him finally. Sad. Shatterer. What the fuck? I don't think I can beat that with Grens. Probably also means he's gonna have MLRS, which is a pretty bad matchup for me. Is it a bad matchup for me? I have Grens. I don't know if Grens can just like... Yeah, there's the MLRS. I don't know if Grens can like walk into Shatterer plus MLRS. I think they probably cannot. Would be my guess. Like, I think mutants can. I think you can beat Shatterer MLRS with mutant spam. I don't think you can do it with Gren spam. Oh, and he has shots as well. This looks very bad for me. Because like I was saying about this matchup, or matchups where they have heavy infantry, they're going to have a thing that beats up on your vehicle as well. Like, what do? I actually have no idea what to do here. I don't know how I can beat this. I think I'm just dead. Like, I can't use APC to fight the shots because of the MLRS, and I can't use drones because of the slingshot, and I can't use rifles because rifles don't win. So I genuinely don't think I can win this matchup. Like, we're going to need to find some sneaky way around this. Him making Shatterer is way better for me than him making more shots. Because at least my Grens have a chance.
Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
But yeah, this seems like a it seems like a pretty bad matchup for me. It's really bad. I have no idea what to do.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Listen, got it.
Unit lost.
Requesting backup. We need covering fire.
Unit ready.
APC.
Unit lost. Warning. Enemy ion
Wow,
cannon
really?
activated.
Why
Unit
though?
ready. Missile launched. Unit ready.
We've got this. Mission lock at it. Ready for anything.
Unit enhanced. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready.
For action. Reporting. You the Jew. People here would burn it full. Green light. Reporting. This is what report. Last mission lock at Lord. People here with us. Pedal to the metal. Alright, let's do this.
Unit enhanced.
People in a dog fight. Reporting. A fight.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Squad people here with us.
There's so much hassle.
People in a dog suit. It's a road people moving out. Last, you the Jews. Awaiting orders. People in a dog fight. Last, burn him up. It's a road.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit warning. Enemy ion cannon activated. Unit lost.
Fuck.
Unit ready.
APC, standing by. We're running out of time. APC.
Oh my god, I won? Holy shit. What a horrendous matchup.
Lost.
What a horrendous matchup.
Enemy
Would Solomon
base
be better?
destroyed.
I think Jackson is like not great in the deck, but Solomon would be too expensive. Like this is a deck that should be playing Strong Arm, except Strong Arm is bad now. So I don't know what you play. Like everything is terrible. You probably still play Jackson for the Grens. I think it like the deck is too expensive, and you have Grens that you need Jackson boost because they're kind of bad. So I think you still play Jackson, but like only because like Strong Arm, Liang, and McNeil are all trash now because they just dumpstered them all for some reason. They did need a buff, yeah. Okay, same matchup and horrendous map for us.
New objective available.
What do I do here? I'm gonna open missiles because we know he's opening dogs, but then that's not gonna help me that much.
Unit ready.
This is a very bad map and a very bad matchup, so I'm gonna have to play substantially better than my opponent here.
Awaiting orders. Mission squad. That mission.
I just don't see how I kill Shocks. Like, Shocks are so hard to kill. I don't know why he didn't just make Shocks last time.
Standing by.
Looks like he's gonna try and do Shatterer here. But again, he should just be making Shocks. Like, that's the thing that beats me. Shock Troopers with Slingshot to protect them is just something I can't really beat. I don't know why he doesn't just make that.
Unit ready.
I'm on it. Mission squad forward. March. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Mission squad standing by. Mission, you got it. Mission squad report. Awaiting. Let's go. Keep back. Mission lock. Mission squad reporting.
Unit enhanced.
Wow, nice attack, bro. Holy shit, that thing got annihilated. That's the most wrecked I've ever seen a Shatterer get.
Unit lost. Nuclear weapon launched. Unit lost.
Problem is these Grens are too expensive. Like, this is not efficient trades. If he gets to kill a Gren each time he makes a Shatterer, I lose by a lot.
Unit ready.
Yeah, there's the Shocks. That's the unit that I really can't beat. What do I even make here? Do I make Rifleman? That's so bad.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Rifleman Pitbull in a dog fight. Pitbull in a dog fight. Infantry Pitbull burning rubber.
Unit lost.
In the prime. Rifle.
Unit lost.
So bad, man.
Unit ready.
It's actually so horrendous.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Hang on back there.
Unit ready.
APC standing by.
Unit ready.
Oh my god, get wrecked. Actually get wrecked.
Launched.
Why doesn't he just make Shocks? That's the unit I can't beat. Also, how does he just have enough money for an iron cannon lying around whilst getting destroyed?
3, 2, 1. New objective.
Alright, I'm
received.
against Shuto. This map used to be one of the best maps to have to play strong arm on. The strong arm is a lot. Well, it's probably still one of the best strong arm maps, but strong arm is a lot weaker than it used to be.
Unit ready.
It's only unfun on the receiving end. What, to play against 2 range units? I mean, I understand that there are some people who feel that way. I personally don't. I'm not one of these people who enjoys like smashing the I win button. Like, I don't think 40 cost Shade was fun to play. I know there are a lot of people out there who are like, it was only not fun to play against 40 cost Shade. But I don't agree. I think that when something is like wildly overpowered and it's like just demolishes your opponent, it's not particularly fun to play it. Like, it may be fun for like a few games, but I don't know. I like my games to have like some modicum of challenge instead of just being, I made this unit, I've won the game. Oh, I did not mean to make these missile troopers. That was a misclick. We're gonna go APC because we're against GDI.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Rifleman, hit and run! Hit and run! Missions ready to torpedo. APC awaiting orders. Coming in clear.
Unit ready.
We should go mission squad.
Oh shit, he also has an APC. How exciting.
Awaiting orders. Mission squad reporting.
Nuclear missile launched. Unit ready.
He's probably playing like Suzaku APC or something, like old school APC.
In a dogfight.
Having control of this middle tile is very important in this map. It's also very important when he has strong arm, because like that's just such a good place to put the turret. You wanna make sure that you you have a unit there against strong arm,
Unit
so that
lost.
they can't put a turret down.
Unit ready.
Around a lot of APCs. I see him doing the sneaky sneak around the bottom.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
I think I have to put it on a pad now, unfortunately.
Unit enhanced.
Yeah, and then immediately turret in the middle.
Unit lost.
I don't know if I can kill these guys in time.
Unit ready.
So maybe just about? Pretty close? Now I need to block the pitbull and APC can't block. Alright, well, not bad. Oh, I forgot I had these Grens. Yeah, I should have made Grens a while ago. That was my bad.
Launched.
I'd probably be doing a lot better if I just made these Grens
Major
sooner.
structural damage.
Because these actually can kill APC.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
This is Rivals the way it's supposed to be played. This is a good old-fashioned Rivals I know and love. APC mirror matches are so good. Although I have Gren, so it's kind of cheap. Like, I'm pretty far ahead in the APC mirror match.
Unit lost. Unit enhanced.
Uh-oh. Can't get on this bottom pad.
Unit lost.
Okay, we got it. It looks like he is playing Suzaku APC. Oh wow, that's my APC on the left. I'm an idiot. I didn't even realize that was my APC.
Mission accomplished.
I mean, it's just a... I think it's like slightly worse than the Suzaku APC deck, which is not a great deck in the metagame because there's too many things that beat APC at the moment. Like, APC is too expensive for what it does now. It's too expensive and too weak for 90 cost, and the metagame has a lot of things that kill APCs. Like, there's not that... The heavy infantry... The prevalence of heavy infantry has actually made APC a lot worse. Because it's all about having really heavy infantry counters at the moment, and APC is like a much better thing at killing things like missiles and rifles. Like, it can kill a ton of missiles and rifles, but it kind of struggles against shocks and flames and chems and mutants and grens and whatnot. This guy opened chemical buggy, which actually makes me sick. Oh, this is MDS1. This guy pop caps like an absolute monster. One of the biggest pop cappers. What do I make against this Chuggy? This is again like it's the same problem I keep running into, which is I don't have a good enough anti-infantry unit.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I'm probably using drones for my suppose.
Unit lost.
I just don't have a good enough anti-infantry unit.
Launched. Unit lost. Major
Like killing, I
structural
should have just made rifles and sent them down. But yeah, killing infantry is just too difficult for this deck.
Ready for anything.
Unit ready.
Which is why all GDI decks play snipers or shocks, because they're the only good anti-infantry that GDI has.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I guess I needed to just get APC on the first missile. Like I need something that can kill lasers without dying to Chuggy.
Unit ready.
Alright, let's do people ready to pull in a blast them. People here, pedal to the metal. My bike's bigger than my bar.
Now normally this guy after he wins a missile he double halves and then pop caps you. He like double half pop cap and base kills. Yeah, he has mutants. This deck's very bad against mutants.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Oh, I shouldn't have gone Kipple here. That was a misplay.
Unit lost.
So bad against him.
Unit enhanced. Nuclear missile launched. Unit ready.
Alright, cool, not dead yet. Although he did go double harvester and he hasn't made a tech unit yet, so I'm guessing there's gonna be something big showing up. Maybe like a rock worm or
Unit
artillery.
lost. Unit enhanced. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Why does he have two harvesters? I actually have no idea why he has two
Unit
harvesters.
lost.
Like the game is over and he still hasn't made anything. What a surreal game that was.
You are victorious.
Okay, well, there you go, guys. Yeah, I mean, I actually went 10-0 with the deck, but I just love APC, man. I have so much fun playing APC. It's actually one of my favorite units. But the deck is just so weak to heavy infantry. The Grens were not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Like, they were just... I made them occasionally when Pitbull wasn't getting the job done, and, like, the speed on them was actually quite nice. They're just a little overpriced. Like, if they were 60, they might be okay. But, as I was saying to Kenny, the issue is that GDI has toxic two-range units. Like, if you have good Grenadiers and good Slingshot and good Snipers, then your opponent just makes, like, a wall of Grens with a Slingshot and a Sniper behind it, and you can never win. And it's just not entertaining gameplay at all. So, GDI having, like, toxic two-range units, like Snipers and MLRS and Slingshot, it makes it very hard to balance GDI without them just becoming a Fortress faction. And, like, GDI Fortress of MSV is already incredibly annoying to play against, and quite strong. Like, some decks just can't beat it. So, yeah, that's why GDI really struggles to have, like, nice units to go in front. Can you play Strong Arm? I mean, you can, but I think I wouldn't. Because Strong Arm is... I also love Strong Arm, but Strong Arm's just too expensive now. 50 is too much for what Strong Arm does. They, like, nerfed the turret hit points, and then Strong Arm was borderline unplayable, and then they made it cost 10 extra, which was ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you all next time.